Have you ever considered how the way you practice fasting and abstinence could impact your spiritual journey? By understanding the nuances of fasting and abstinence within your Christian belief, you can unlock a profound transformation in your spiritual life, leading to a closer relationship with your beliefs and a clearer path to spiritual fulfillment. 1. The 50-day Easter Lent. Nasranis, in preparation for Jesus' resurrection from death and remembrance of his agony and crucifixion, practiced 50 days Lent. 2. 25 days of abstinence are kept for Jesus' birth in a manger at Bethlehem Christmas. The day before Christmas was also a day of fasting for the early Nasrani Christians. 3. 15 days of abstinence. On the 15th of August each year, a 15-day abstinence is observed to commemorate the bodily ascension of Mary, the Mother of Christ, to heaven. This day also coincides with India's independence. The Ascension of Mary was decreed a dogma of Christian faith in 1950 by Pope Pius XXIII. Nasrani Christians have observed this tradition since the early centuries of the first millennium. 4. 8 days of abstinence. On the 8th of September, an 8-day abstinence is practiced in preparation for the feast of the birth of Mary, the Mother of Christ, also celebrated as the feast day at Velankani Church, Our Lady of Good Health. This period, known as the Abstinence of the Virgins, symbolizes Christian women's devotion to the Virgin Mother of Jesus. Legend has it that the tradition dates back to the 8th century, when women sought refuge in churches from King Abdul Malik, who sought to add them to his harem. The bishop received a vision foretelling the king's death, leading to the adoption of the 8-day abstinence. Among Nasrani Christians, this tradition emerged in the 19th century as a response to attacks by Islamic traders, with women praying for protection from defilement. 5. The 3-day abstinence. Nasrani Christians once observed a 3-day abstinence 18 days before the 50-day Easter Lent, which was established by Marutha of Tikrit in the 7th century during a plague in the Assyrian region of Nineveh, now Mosul, Iraq. This fast also commemorates the prophet Jonah's punishment in the belly of a whale for disobedience. After the fast, they celebrated feast days called Thirunal, a tradition still observed at Kuruvilangad Church. 6. Carnival, known as Pethatha, marks the day before the 50-day Easter Lent begins. The term originated from Portuguese, meaning end of all celebrations. Italians celebrated with feasting, music, dance, and tabloids, extending festivities for days or even a week. This tradition was adopted by other Europeans and later incorporated into Nasrani culture as they sought identification with European settlers. 7. Kaithuma or Vibhuti Thirunal Ash Wednesday. The early Nasranis did not observe this day as it has been observed today. It was brought to them by the European missionaries and later decreed in the Synod of Udayamperur. Nasrani Christians keep the day holy by fasting for the day. It is the first day of the 50 days of Easter Lent. Vibhuti is a Sanskrit word meaning ash. On this day, both the faithful and the clergy wear ash on their forehead. 8. The ritual of the Uzalcha. The ritual of the Uzalcha, practiced by early Nasranis, symbolizes feeling the divine presence of God in fire, as depicted in the Bible. It involves lighting 3 torches around a pit in a triangular shape while reciting a passage. Initially objected to by European missionaries as resembling Hindu Agni Puja, it was later embraced by the Syro-Malabar Church and is now part of Easter and Christmas prayers. The current abstinence and fasting practices of Nasrani Christians are based on Pope Paul VI's decree Penitemini et Credite Evangelio from February 17, 1966. The Syro-Malabar Roman Catholic Bishops' Conference implemented the following rules. 1. Those above 14 must abstain from meat on fasting days. 2. Abstinence from meat is required on all Fridays. 3. Fasting is mandatory on Ash Wednesday and Good Friday for those aged 21 to 60. 4. Milk, fish, eggs, and butter are allowed on days of abstinence. 5. Only 1 full meal is permitted on fasting days.